and welcome to today's yoga class. Today we're going to be doing a short flow which is going to energize, stretch and strengthen the entire body. So first let's get started sitting on our heels, and feel free to tuck your toes under if you'd like to get a little soul stretch in as well. Roll the shoulders up to the ears with an inhale and sigh out the mouth. Exhale as you roll the shoulders down the back. And again, inhale and exhale. One more time like this. Inhale and exhale. Bring the hands out in front of you, interlace the fingers, and let's just start rolling the wrists around, warming up the hands and the wrist joint while you're feeling that stretch intensify in the soles of the feet. Connect with the breath. And then bringing the arms out at shoulder height, and we're just going to open and close our fingers and our hands, warming up the entire hand here, getting the fingers moving. It's really great if you're typing all day or texting. And then slowly shaking the arms out. We're going to inhale our arms up by the ears. Exhale, bring the elbows in towards the body and push the chest forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, opening the chest. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale. Bringing the arms up by the ears and then bringing the arms out to the side. And we're just going to pulse the arms back a little bit here, warming up the shoulders, seeing if you can keep your spine long, activating the core and keeping yourself steady so it's just your arms moving. If at any time your feet get sore, don't worry, you can come back onto the heels without the toes tucked. And then we're going to bring the arms up by the ears again, and then we're going to exhale the hands down and back up. Try not to kill your plants, and back up. Just warming up the entire upper body. Make it as fast or as slow as you like. Just trying to keep that torso nice and strong. And release. Great work. Bring the hands out in front of you and tap those toes out. It should feel really nice and sore here after stretching the feet so nicely. And come into a nice tabletop position. So as always, we've got our hips over our knees and our shoulders over our wrists. We're going to bring that left hand into the middle of the mat and inhale, lift the right arm up towards the sky. Getting a nice spinal twist here and twisting from the core. So really using your core to activate here and get yourself turning round and facing towards your right hand. And then switching sides. Right hand in the middle of the mat, left arm lifts up, pushing through that right hand to activate the twist, getting the core working, and release. Inhale, lifting that right arm up one last time, and this time we're going to exhale, bring the arm underneath the left arm, coming down onto the right side face, and feeling a nice stretch on the right shoulder. You can either use your left hand to push into the mat, allowing you to stretch even more, or you can lift that left arm up and even wrap it round so you're touching the right thigh. Closing your eyes here, connecting with the breath and feeling this beautiful shoulder stretch. And then slowly unwinding if you were tucked in, left hand comes down to the mat and inhaling that right arm up. And we switch sides. Right hand to the middle of the mat, left arm comes up again. And then exhale, left arm under right this time, left ear onto the mat. And either using that right hand to help you push and twist even more, or bringing the right arm up and tucking the right hand into your thigh. Holding here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, bringing that right hand down again, lifting the left hand up and bringing your hands both down onto the mat. We'll take a couple of cat-cows here. So we inhale, drop the belly, open the chest and gaze up. Exhaling, pushing the mat away, gazing towards the belly. If you'd like to, you can intensify this with some strengthening here by tucking the toes under, and we'll take the next cat-cows like this. Inhaling, dropping the belly, gazing up. Exhaling, curling under. Inhaling and exhale. One last one together. And exhale. And then slowly pushing your hips up and back, finding yourself in your first downward dog. So bending one knee at a time, shaking out the head, allowing yourself to completely relax and reset in this nice downward dog. Bending your knees generously if you need to. And feeling a beautiful stretch along the back of the legs. Settling in here. And then slowly walking your hands to meet your feet at the back of the mat. Generously bend your knees. And then inhale, your arms coming up by the ears. Hands coming through heart center. And then down by the sides. Let's inhale our arms up, stretching up to the ceiling. Exhaling, bending the knees and folding forward. And you're going to inhale, coming forward into a high plank. An option, tap either shoulder with either hand. And then walking your hands back. Bending the knees, inhaling up. And exhale. Let's do this a few more times. So inhaling, hands up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling to plank, optional shoulder taps. And exhaling, walking back. Inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. And again, inhale. And exhale. Walking forward into high plank. And tap. And then walking back the way. And this time, let's keep the knees bent here in our forward fold. Let the head hang heavy. Grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. And just enjoy a nice ragdoll stretch here. Feeling the stretch all along the back body. Breathing deeply. And exhale. One more breath here. And exhale. And then slowly release the hands down. Walk yourself back out into a nice high plank. And we're just going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, one long line, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing those hips up and back, finding yourself into downward facing dog. Now bringing the left leg into the middle of the mat, right leg comes out behind you, bend the knee, opening the hip, and make some ankle circles here. Sorry if you're hearing some cracks. Totally normal in the joints sometimes, especially if you're doing this class in the morning. And then you're just going to pulse your right knee up towards the ceiling, working on a hip opening, whilst also strengthening the glute and the outside hip. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out that right leg, bringing your right knee towards your nose, touching. Inhaling, lengthening the leg behind you, and then stepping that right foot forward, dropping the back knee, and finding yourself into a low lunge. Now we're going to begin by bringing the hands onto the right knee, facing forward, inhaling, arms coming up by the ears. Option to interlace your fingers behind your back, pushing your fists away from the body, lengthening out the elbows and your arms, and then maybe dipping back a little bit. Now make sure to activate the core here, so we're not dumping back. It's a really active movement, working those hands further away from the body into this nice shoulder stretch, and breathe deeply here. One more breath here, and then release, shake it out, and bringing the hands to the inside of the right foot this time, walking the right foot a little bit closer towards the edge of the mat. And you can come down here onto your forearms if you'd like, or staying up. And what we're going to do is just open the right arm out to the side, and then come back down into lizard. Inhale to open, and exhale back to lizard. Inhale, and exhale. And one last time, and exhale. Bringing your arm back up, bending the back leg and seeing if you can catch that foot with your hand. Using the hand to that was too soft there. Gently push the foot towards the glutes, stretching the quads out. It's a real full body motion here. And then releasing the back foot, toe heeling that foot back into the middle of the mat, stepping your right foot to meet your left, and your choice of vinyasa, chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra, pushing back, downward facing dog. Catching your breath here, pedaling out from one leg to the next, bending opposite knee, staying there. And then we begin on the opposite side, bringing the right foot into the middle of the mat, lifting the leg up and back, bending the knee, opening the hip, and taking those nice ankle circles in one direction and the other. And then pushing, pulsing actually, that left knee up towards the ceiling, feeling the entire glute working here, whilst you're opening the hip even more. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Straightening out your left leg, bending the knee, touching it to the nose, straightening the leg out, three-legged dog. And then bringing the foot forward, and we come into our low lunge on the opposite side. So inhaling those arms up by the ears, feeling nice and strong here, opening out the hip flexors and the hips. And then interlacing the hands behind the back if you did on the other side, and try and interlace the opposite way with the hands, pushing those fists away from the body. And this time we're going to straighten out that front leg, coming into a hamstring stretch as we dip forward, like humble warrior but with a hamstring stretch. And then coming forward into our low lunge again, breathing here. And then releasing, shaking out the hands here, framing that front foot and walking the left foot to the outside of the mat in lizard pose. And again, feeling free to come down onto the forearms if it feels comfortable for you. And we'll take that flow, so we inhale, lift the left arm, exhale, release. Inhale to lift, and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. And then the last one, we inhale, stay here, bending that back leg and enjoying this really deep quad and hip stretch here. Breathing, maybe trying to bring that foot closer to the glutes again on this side. And then releasing that back foot. Toe heel the foot into the middle of the mat, tuck the back toes under, step back into high plank, and again just holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming down to chaturanga, pushing forward, upward facing dog, and coming back, downward facing dog. So walking the feet now into the middle of the mat here, we're going to take the feet mat wide, toes pointing out, heels in, and we're going to come down into our Malasana, yogic squat. So just moving gently from side to side here. If you need to, you can also place a block or a pillow under your hips, or roll the mat up so your heels can sit on the thick part of the mat. Otherwise, just stay here, maybe even close off the eyes for a moment. And then coming to center. We're going to power through the legs and we're going to do 10 Malasana squats. So we inhale up, reaching the arms above us. Exhale down, 10. And up, and down, 9. Back up, 8. And 7. 6. And 5, halfway there. Feel those legs really getting warm now. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Great work. Placing the hands down, stepping back, and we're going to hang out in plank again for 10, but this time option to tap right knee to right elbow and back, 9, opposite side, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into plank and hips up and back, downward facing dog. Great work today. We're really pushing a little bit harder than usual. This time we're going to start to slow down a little bit, bringing the right leg out behind us, bending the knee, bringing the knee to the nose one last time. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, right foot comes in between the hands at the top of the mat. And we're going to just quickly take that hamstring stretch on this side, hips coming back, flexing that front foot. Breathing here. And then slowly coming forward, walking that right foot to the left side of the mat, dropping the hips down for one-legged pigeon on this side, pressing through the hands if you'd like, to lift up the hips, and then slowly walking yourself either onto the forearms or maybe even onto the top of the hands. And relax here. Allowing yourself to slow down. You've done great work today. One last really juicy breath here in this one-legged pigeon. And exhale. Coming up onto the hands, tucking the back toes under, lifting that right leg out behind us and coming into our downward dog. Other side, left leg goes behind you and then bringing the left knee to the nose, sitting that leg down. We'll not do the hamstring stretch on this side as we've already done it, and coming into one-legged pigeon. Pressing the hands through, lifting up the hips, walking the back leg out and coming down into your relaxed pigeon here. Closing off the eyes, connecting with the breath, and allow your body to come completely heavy here, folding over this left leg. See if you can try and breathe into the space in between your shoulder blades. And letting your belly drop every time you inhale and become big, filling up the ribs, filling up the shoulders and the chest. Exhaling to ground down and become heavy. And then slowly lifting the head up, swinging that right leg out to meet the left leg, coming into our butterfly pose as our last position of the day. So bringing your hands onto the ankles here, opening the chest towards the sky, and then exhale, folding over the legs, bringing your head down. Breathing here. Allowing yourself to just hang heavy, feeling this beautiful stretch in the lower back. If you want to intensify the stretch, try and walk your hands out a little bit more and allow that to pull you forward, opening the hips. You can also sway from side to side, get the side body into this nice stretch. Bring your hands onto the feet and see if you can work your head towards your toes. Take one last cleansing breath here as we inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh out the mouth. Slowly lifting yourself back up, crossing over at the ankles if you can, or coming to sit onto your heels again. Bring your hands onto your knees, opening the chest, closing the eyes. And just take a moment for yourself. How do you feel? Where do you feel it? And what would you like to carry with you for the rest of the day? Just take a moment and think about these small but very large questions we can ask ourselves at the end of each class. sigh out the mouth. You can bring your hands in front of your heart and slowly open your eyes, thanking yourself for joining me on the mat today. I'm super excited to have been here with you, and I'll see you next time.